Peace. Quickly. Think fast. How important your breathing, deep breathing, the yogic breath is one of the most simple but important things to your spiritual awareness and being conscious and just raising your vibration in general. I know, like throughout the day, whenever I'm on my conscious breathing, where I just make sure, matter of fact, before we even, conscious breath, matter of fact, for sure, you're breathing through the nostrils. You're breathing in through the nostrils and you're releasing through the nostrils. But basically, what you're doing is, I may have to stand up so you can see my stomach, because I don't know, it's better for people to see my stomach when I do it, but it's basically like you're bringing your air down here and not to your chest. You know how sometimes we breathe and it's like, matter of fact, I can't even do that type of breath no more because I'm so used to yoga breathing. But you know how sometimes you pull the air to your chest, but you want to pull the air to your stomach. So when you're breathing through your nostrils again, so you breathing through the nose, you're gonna bring that air all the way down. Matter of fact, and it's gonna be in a way, let me release. But you saw as it, as the air came, and matter of fact, as you're breathing too, you may feel like on a yogic breath, you may feel like the feeling of the muscle that's like in our genital area, like in between our anus and our genitalia, you might feel that muscle move because it's kind of like, dealing with a deep yogic breath is dealing with the stimulation of that root chakra and the kundalini energy. That's where that kundalini rests at, in the root chakra or in the manger, you know what I'm saying, where all the animal crap and stuff is at, you know what I'm saying? But that kundalini energy is in that root chakra, and when you do, if you do the proper, you know what I'm saying, breath, which is through the nose and as deep as you could go, bringing it, you know, to the stomach, the abdomen, under the chest area, you bring it as deep as you go, you'll feel like that muscle, move. Matter of fact, I keep it real. You can't really even do pranic breath. Like if you gotta go use the restroom or something like that, you better go use the restroom because it's not good to do it. Matter of fact, you see why too, like dealing with spirituality, being a yoga, you don't want to be full of no food. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're doing conscious breathing all the time, that's constantly, pressing on that anal muscle, basically the muscle that when you're trying to hold your pee back and stuff like that, it's that muscle. But you know, if you're full of food and stuff all the time, it'll be hard for you to do conscious breathing because you'll be, it's almost like pressing a button. You're constantly dealing with that muscle and, stomach full of food. I don't think that'd be pretty, you know what I'm saying? So you do want to be aware of that. But again, and I'll show you. But it's again, it's the, from the stomach, and it's bringing the air down, and you could hold for a few, seconds. And another thing that's real important is when you're breathing, you want it soft and slow. You want to, and you'll find, matter of fact, and two, most importantly, keeping the exhale, at a slow and soft pace. Because we're so used to when we're inhaling or like with exercise and anything, it's like like a, uh, like, a quick exhale. And it's like, nah, because then you're not, because matter of fact, some of my most meditative moments, some of the times where I had my brain at its most quietest and had some of that truest blissful connection during meditation is whenever that exhale is, slowed down, you know. So you want that exhale to, and not no quick, you know what I'm saying? Like you just sighing or something. Like it's a slow and deep inside, filling up that stomach, and then slow and deep outside, and then your stomach should get smaller as it's releasing. And also too, because it's important dealing with the nostrils, because unlike like say for instance, you're breathing through your mouth, you know what I'm saying? You don't have no flow of energy as far as like, well, I mean, you do have flow of energy dealing with your breathing, but you don't have energy sensors, I should say, within your mouth. That's the best way to put it. Because like say for instance, with your nostrils. Matter of fact, your nostrils even exchange, like one nostril is of negative charge. I forgot if it's male or female. But one is of negative charge, the other one is of positive charge. You know, and so after so long, they'll switch up. So after so many minutes or so, like the negative side will switch to this side, and then vice versa, and the positive side to this side. But just in general, though, because we're not doing, because there are breathing techniques too where you hold each nostril, but I'm not talking about those. I'm just talking about general yogic breathing, so it's just through both nostrils. But you have that, again, that sensor, that energy sensor in essence, like allowing for that energy to connect with the Ida and the Pingala, that Shiva and Shakti to connect with that Adam and Eve, or that Osiris and Isis, you know what I'm saying? Like that same energy. But basically too, if you're doing it now, say for instance, I'm talking about just staying conscious of your breath, in your everyday life, like when you're talking out and about, you may be at work, just remember to take that, that breath in between, like I say, while somebody talking to you now, which this ain't super advanced, but if you can remember also while taking that yogic breath, you want to implement what they would call the baby Kashara mudra. But basically the Kachara mudra or Kachara mudra is the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Now just in general when you're doing your breathing, you want your tongue to at least be, at the roof of the mouth, and the tip of it to be right behind where the teeth started. Yeah, the top of the teeth, right? Where it started, about right there, you know. That serves as a grounding to allow for that the energies, the negative and positive energies to flow properly, to make that full circle. Because another thing too, when you're breathing, the energy goes up the root chakra, up the spine, up to the medulla, and then it comes down in the front of the face, what I'm saying, on the exhale, so in order to keep that flow, balance, you want to use the Kashara mudra. It keeps that electromagnetic flow balanced in the body during the breathing. But again, that's a regular way to do it. But then you got the Kashara mudra where the tongue is like touching the part that's behind the hard palate. So you know how you got the hard part to the top of your mouth, and then right behind it you got the soft part. You want to put your tongue right there. It's very tough. That's why you wouldn't be breathing through your mouth anyway, too, because you're using mudras with your tongue also. So that's another reason why, the proper breathing is, not really used through your mouth. And also, because the Kashara mudra also, in essence, is stimulating, they got like an area at the roof of the mouth that stimulates the pineal gland also. As a matter of fact, when you get advanced, you could almost do the Kachara mudra far back, almost like mimicking, almost like being in the mode of a seizure, which, like, after looking at a seizure and feeling like energy tremors, like, I feel like seizures may be like some type of spiritual, like it's something spiritual about seizures, like maybe it's like an energetic overload or energy getting jammed up in the wrong place or something. But I feel like it has something strongly, which most things have to do with, spiritual, and then it turns into a physical ailment. But I feel like it has to do with, with that type of flow energy. And matter of fact, like, with the Kachara mudra, with the people tongue going back. But not to get off subject, but you would definitely want to implement the Kashara mudra also. So whenever you get the time, the chance, not say whenever you get the time, make the time. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about, is remembering to stay conscious about it, and you'll see the difference. You know what I'm saying, within your growth. Matter of fact, because also that's what allows me, how you see me, where I'm not the most, like, say for instance, I'm not always drinking sea moss and always drinking, you know, s- something with spirulina. I don't have that healthiest of healthiest, I don't, just speaking truthfully, because I dislike when I say things like that, but it is what it is as far as where I'm at in the moment. You know what I'm saying? But even though my diet is where it's at, I still have that heightened ability as if I was somebody that did, kind of was always on sea moss and always, alkaline water, always eating, the best of the best fruits, and which I do eat all of those things, and I do, you know, it's in my vortex. It's just physically, it ain't been, but it's in the vortex. But again, yeah, it keeps you, it keeps your senses and your extrasensory perception heightened, you know what I'm saying? Also, so by staying on your conscious breathing, it's just basically keeping your soul aware, and it also what else it does is keep your ego suppressed, because you're always breathing. Matter of fact, it keeps your ego suppresses a lot of things that, matter of fact, that I probably won't be able to touch on that the proper breathing does, from connecting neural pathways, connecting extra neurons in the brain, to making sure that all your DNA is activated, through the fullness of the breath. That's why all our DNA, in most cases, not activated because not only through diet, but because we're not breathing properly. When we breathe properly, then each little character trait slash amino acid, whatever the case may be, is getting touched, and opening up, when we're breathing properly. As a matter of fact, the more you do yogic breath, you even get to the point too where you'll find your kundalini. Because matter of fact, just starting off, you may find that the energy may not be going all the way up. Like you'll feel the flow of energy. You'll feel like you'll feel the breath process working. But at the beginning, you're gonna notice that you may feel like when you're doing it, you're gonna feel energy surge up your spine when you do yoga. That's another way to really know you're doing it. You're gonna feel like that little pull on that muscle, in the anal area, and you're gonna feel energetic push up your spine. But depending on where you're at on your spiritual growth, it may not go straight up to your medulla starting off. You just may feel it stop maybe somewhere in the solar plexus or the heart chakra. It even may get up to the throat or something at the beginning stages. You know, but for the most part, though, as you keep going, you'll feel it start getting to where the resonating the medulla, and you feel like electrical surge. Matter of fact, because when I get a yogic breath, really, really smoothly, like what almost each breath is like just so perfect. Like I get into that meditative state where my eyes start jumping. Matter of fact, because another thing, Kundalini energy is blissful energy, and as above, so below. It could either be in the sexual, area, in that garden, and that using that tree, in that nervous system or that tree area, or in this nervous system or this tree area, you know what I'm saying? But the kundalini is a sexual blissful energy, so also you'll feel like after so long, you'll feel like little blissful tremors like in your head, like it just feel like literally like ejaculation in your brain, like like your brain just like busting nuts, like for lack of a better word, it's like oh, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And that's when you start to realize and feel, and know that you're really, getting there too. And never really give up. Like, always stay with it and follow your intuition. Like, cause we're dealing with trying to learn different breathing techniques and different yoga methods and all these different things. Sometimes starting off we may not have it, fully the right way, and something will tell you, like I'm not doing this right. But that don't mean I'm not doing this right. Give up. That just mean I'm not doing this right. Keep trying to find a better way. Find what works for you, as far as certain positions, things of that nature. But as far as the techniques, the technique goes how it goes. But there's certain ways, you may do it better standing, sitting, whatever the case, But just remember, like conscious breathing, and what's funny, I was supposed to do this video wasn't gonna be that long, but I end up, but y'all know it don't matter. But conscious breathing is, like I said, it's one of the smallest, seems minute, like it may not, but I swear, like it keeps you on point to the point where you could, like matter of fact, empaths. This is matter of fact especially important to empaths. All that energy, we be taking on and dealing with. When you just kind of take the time during the day to just keep on conscious breathing, just whenever you get a chance to. As a matter of fact, what you're doing is taking in some fresh pranic energy and you pushing out any negativity and as it flows, not only the air flow through the nostrils, but then the energy flows out the bottom of the body, through the sciatic nerve and into Mama Earth, or just out the bottom of the body in general, you know what I'm saying? If you're not standing particularly on the ground, but conscious breathing, in through the nose to the diaphragm, bottom of the stomach, out through the nose, very slowly, you know. And if you want to, add the Kachara mudra, tongue at the roof of the mouth, at the soft palate, or just regularly at the top of the mouth, right behind the teeth. Just, I be catching them. Matter of fact, because I'm, that Christ seed, or and that electrical energy just, coming up, back up the spine, and you know, waking up that DNA. That's why. That's another reason why you jerking this DNA and stuff that ain't never been touched. Waking up. But that's about it. Just important because it's something that's simple and important and easy. Just to stay conscious of your breathing. So not only like when so and so like seem like a negative vibration around or something about to seem like it's about to stress you out, then you go, no, even before those situations or without. Matter of fact, if you do conscious breathing, you have less. You probably have, I say probably you would have less of those situations if you were consciously breathing, because then it would keep you conscious of the fact that you're connected with source, keep you conscious of the fact that you're a vibration, and keep you conscious and aware of your ego and have you with that awareness to be watching your ego instead of indulging in it. So, you know, matter of fact, it's also key to, being aware of your ego and getting rid of your ego. Conscious breathing. You know. And like I say, not only mechanically, and scientifically through the breath is going to help you, but just the fact of you consciously doing it, just the act of doing it is going to remind you, all right, yeah, I'm a vibration. I'm one with source, kind of just give you, help to keep you, help to keep that in your memory. But that's basically it. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now, the yogic breath. Conscious breathing. Very important. Very important. Conscious breathing. No, not like you're sniffing, so. Peace. Peace. Now is the vibrate, of course. It's not no video, just the ending to the video, man. Just want to thank y'all for all the love and support that y'all continue to show. And I want to thank y'all and also say, thank y'all for the donations. And if you do have donations, any and everything is greatly appreciated. If you would like to donate to the cause, it would be you could either go to the link under the video in the description area, or you could go to the other little link. If you're on the desktop, they got the little link in the left corner, little blue P for the little PayPal account, y'all. And you know, anything is greatly appreciated, man. Like just a simple dollar down to any, everything. Cause matter of fact, this revenue helps with me sustaining my life in order to, buy things. Cause I gave up the 9 to 5 life, so basically I'm full time with, with the knowledge getting and the sharing it. So anything. This is not no plea part. I want this to be donations for you to, like what you see. If you love the content, if I'm helpful towards you in any type of way, and you see fit, donations would be greatly appreciated. If not, just your viewership is greatly appreciated because, with source, behind me and the abundance within, I know I'm gonna be good regardless. But donations also help in this physical matrix. So, anything is greatly appreciated. Matter of fact, I've been holding off on the Patreon to see, how things come together with YouTube. But again, everything is greatly appreciated. Thanks for all the donations. Thanks for the love and support. And also on the last note, and donations are for donations. And then when you come on my Instagram or Facebook, that money is for jewelry. Jewelry is for jewelry. Donations is for donations. Because I had a situation where somebody gave a donation and was like, "Oh, could I use that towards the jewelry?" It's a donation. you know. But again, family, thank y'all. Peace, blessings, love, and light, and all those good terminologies for greeting each other on a high vibrational level. Thank y'all again, man. Any donations is greatly appreciated. Again, the link under this video or the PayPal link in the left corner if you're on YouTube. Epiclifestyles@gmail.com is my PayPal link also. So if you're just sending it straight up, but again, anything is greatly appreciated. Peace and love. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Y'all stay in the moment. Stay becoming your greatest version. Stay raising your vibration.